Mr. Teal, your help in eradicating those out-of-towners was invaluable to business. I have more work for you, with a more hands-on approach. Your next job is taped under the phone.
You cannot be serious.
So just like in Grand Theft Auto 3, here in Vice City we have a mysterious payphone mission giver who we'll never actually get to see over the course of doing their missions, and even outside of their missions. So in Grand Theft Auto 3 you had King Courtney, Al Burrow, and D-Ice, and well, here you have Mr. Black, and I'm assuming that that name is a reference to Reservoir Dogs because it seems like a Rockstar kind of thing to do. So I suppose over the course of these missions for Mr. Black, we'll find out if he tips or not, and I'm assuming because our target during this mission is a pizza delivery man, the answer to that is no.
Get to the payphone in Vice Point. My compliments on a job well done, Mr. Teal. My client was very pleased. I have more work for you, with a more hands-on approach. Your next job is taped under the phone.
So I've got to say, I'm a big fan of the way that Mr. Black says hands-on during that cutscene. There's a certain emphasis on that phrase, which is a very nice touch, I think. But anyways, what we got to do for this mission is repeatedly slam Mrs. Dawson over and over again, using our vehicles to destroy her vehicle. So, in this mission, a fire truck or something a bit more sturdy than a Banshee would be very helpful, but it's not that big of a deal, I don't think, because there are certain ways of destroying her vehicle besides you ramming into her, such as her ramming into other vehicles or ramming into walls and things like that. So if you can get enough momentum and actually push her into other objects or other things like barriers and things like that, then you'll be in good shape. So it's not overly necessary to have something super powerful like a fire truck, but it is very helpful. Now, it's a bit of a shame that we can't use our weapons, because we have to have a bit more of a hands-on approach during this mission, but I would love to, because performing a drive-by in a Banshee is like super awesome. The Banshee is just an awesome vehicle, so it makes everything more awesome than it actually is. But anyways, this mission reminds me a lot of the mission in Grand Theft Auto 3 called Van Heist, in which you have to repeatedly attack a Securicar and then force the drivers to get out once the health gets fairly low, and then steal the Securicar and take it to a lockup. But in this case, we're just going full throttle with the damage that we're doing to our target vehicle, so it's a bit different in that way. But I like in Van Heist, and I don't know if it would work here, but in Van Heist I know that you can park a vehicle not super close in front of the Securicar, but a decent distance away, to where you explode the vehicle that you're parking, and then that'll force the Securicar to deplete its health, and I don't think you can do that here, unfortunately.
Get to the payphone next to the mall in Washington. The European gang plans to hit a bank in Vice City. My employees would rather this didn't happen. Each member of the gang has a cover while they are here in Vice City. Some have menial jobs, others are on vacation. Each target and their likely whereabouts are taped under the phone.
So this mission here is a bit of a precursor to the mission in Grand Theft Auto 5 called the Multi-Target Assassination, which is quite a self-explanatory name in comparison to here in Vice City, but the idea remains the same in that over the course of the mission, you're going to have multiple targets that you need to assassinate in a certain amount of time. And the mission here begins with us picking up a couple different weapons, as well as using this silver-colored PCJ, which is optional to pick up. You don't necessarily have to pick up the PCJ, but and use it over the course of the mission, but you can if you want. And a little neat effect that was going on back there is that there was like a bunch of blood raining down from the billboard because I shot Mike Griffin in the leg, and it just caused that effect to happen. I mean, it's a bit of a morbid thing, but it's kind of cool to see that, because you don't see that too often in these games, because most targets don't have empty space below them, they're just on the ground, so you don't see that rain of blood going on. But anyways, though, the sniper is going to be our weapon of choice over the course of this mission because it makes things a lot easier. It prevents chase sequences from occurring, which is very helpful because we only have so much time to complete this mission. So moving forward now, we had Dick Tanner that we just assassinated, which is a reference to the Driver series, because the protagonist in that game is named Tanner, so Rockstar is essentially just calling him a dick. And I don't know, I mean, it's very crass, but it's hilarious stuff at the same time. I'm a big fan of their little nods and winks at other series and franchises and things like that, movies and video games alike. But aside from that, we've moved on now to our third and fourth targets, and also our second unique vehicle, in that we have this Bobcat here with a reddish pinkish stripe. You kind of get a case of what color is the dress: blue, black, white, yellow, whatever. And I think the stripe is kind of the same. It also depends on what version of the game you're playing on, because some colors stand out a bit more on the PC in comparison to here, but the idea remains the same in that Bobcat is a unique color. So if you're into that, then you might want to pick that up, but at the same time, it's not a luxurious vehicle, so you might not even care at all in comparison to this PCJ, which has practical use outside of this mission. So I don't know, to each their own. The Bobcat would be something I would maybe use off screen or in my own time when doing those races for Sunshine Autos. But anyways, enough about the Bobcat. We've moved on to Nick Kong, who was on the boat right there, and again the sniper rifle comes into play, and that'll be the last of the sniper rifle for this mission, so we can now move on to using our SMG, because Charlie Dawson here is going to be on a uniquely colored PCJ, and it's going to have a unique shade of blue. And in retrospect, I probably should have hung on to the silver PCJ because I enjoy it a bit more than the blue shade, but it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day it's a PCJ. There's no special quality to it, such as being bulletproof or something like that. There's nothing like that. It's just a different color. So if it were red, then I'd be just all over this thing because red's my favorite color. So, but besides all of that, if you are interested in taking this PCJ, then the way you want to approach killing Charlie Dawson is by performing a drive-by, but by looking to the side. If you shoot the PCJ from behind, then you're going to be shooting the vehicle. However, if you shoot the PCJ from the side, then you're going to be shooting Charlie. So you don't want to blow up the vehicle, so you want to shoot from the side just like that, and then you can get your hands on a uniquely colored PCJ that's blue.
Get to the payphone at the airport terminal.
Intolerant, girlfriend.
Time to fry bigger fish, Mr. Teal. There's a rifle in the foliage to your right. Watch the woman standing on the balcony above the check-in desk. She will walk through the crowd and ask someone the time. You must kill that person, retrieve the case, and take it to the location taped under the phone.
Yay, another sniper rifle assassination thing. Well, for this mission, we gotta wait a little bit for us to be able to assassinate our target, because there's some exchange of goods or something, so we gotta hold our horses a bit, and I kind of am okay with that, because in these early Grand Theft Auto games, the pedestrians are hilarious to listen to. And in this terminal, you can hear some funny things go on and just see some people getting chased around by, like, police officers and stuff. And it's just a lot of fun to, I guess, observe your surroundings. And as I say that, a prostitute walks by in very revealing clothing. So, you know, there's something else you can enjoy, I suppose. But anyways, once they're done and the game says that you can go ahead and assassinate your target, well, you shoot, and then you pick up the briefcase that was exchanged there, and then you can pick up your weapons, because whenever you enter the airport terminal, you have to leave your weapons outside, so I'd obviously recommend picking that up if you have something very good on hand, although I suppose all of our weapons are replaceable. But from this point in the mission, I would recommend having some type of fast vehicle like a Cheetah or a Banshee, but we're gonna be a bit of a smartass here and use a baggage carrier, because why not? This little escape route that I see speedrunners take whenever they're doing this mission is very nice, although the heart kind of throbs a bit. The adrenaline is pumping very slightly, but more than usual, because that cop that was behind me back there was just not really losing any ground against me. I was like, oh crap, is he gonna like PIT maneuver me or what? But fortunately, the AI can't really maneuver too greatly in tight spaces like that, so he eventually crashed and got stuck somewhere, so that was very nice for me. But I'd recommend taking that escape route regardless of what vehicle you're using. It's very handy to use this little back area because it makes the drive to the ammunition a bit shorter and less annoying because you don't have to deal with cops on the roads because you're using these back alleys and whatnot. Although right here kind of scared me because I was expecting to just be able to park my vehicle in the pink marker, but no, Tommy actually has to physically be standing in the pink marker. It's a bit weird, but it worked out in the end.
Get to the payphone in Little Havana. There is a valuable exchange taking place on the roof of the Cherry Popper Ice Cream Company. Kill everyone involved, steal the merchandise and take it to the helipad at the airport. There is a gate to your left that leads to the back of the factory.
So this right here is the type of mission that I thoroughly enjoy because it's just a giant balls-to-the-wall shootout to get from where we are to the rooftop of the Cherry Poppers asset building, because on top of that rooftop is a briefcase that we want to take on over to the airport, and we're going to get on over to the airport using a Maverick that happens to be located on top of the Cherry Poppers building. And back there we have some type of brawl going on between some Cubans and a police officer, so again, these pedestrians are very entertaining to watch. But besides that though, we're slowly but surely making our way on over to that rooftop that holds the briefcase, and I love this action pose that Tommy has because even though the barrel that he targeted and shot blew up, he still continues to maintain that pose. For whatever reason, it's in the game's code to do that, so I don't know, it's just kind of funny just saying that, but anyways, I mean, that's very trivial stuff. Something that's very helpful, though, is that Colt Python that I was using back there to destroy the barrel with, but also this SMG, and the Colt Python, I should say, is just phenomenal close range because it's a one-hit kill, and it's going to be very helpful as we're actually progressing onto the rooftop. Right now, we're still on ground level for the most part because this staircase that led to this walkway with the Spaz 12 shotgun is a dead end. The only reward of going up here is for that special shotgun, which is worth it, I think, because there is going to be a moment where a shotgun is a fantastic weapon. But for right now, we're going to go back on the ground, and I'm going to work my way on over, not to where we can get onto the rooftops, but on over to where an armor pickup is, because in some cases you might have situations where the enemies can just hit you, kind of repeatedly over and over again. Like, I'm getting very lucky here that I haven't been hit yet, but it is likely that you will sustain some type of damage while you're down here. So right there in the corner of this little lot area is a body armor pickup, just in case you need it. In my case, I don't need it, so we'll continue moving forward from here onto the rooftop area, which is where the Colt Python just kicks ass. I love using this thing, and you can see right there, we're just dropping fools left and right, or at least that guy. Now we're dropping fools, plural, left and right, so, that's fantastic stuff. And also up here, they're kind of lenient with the health drops, because you had a heart pickup right there, and around the corner, we're actually going to have another health pickup, so it's kind of nice that they're holding our hands a little bit, and I suppose, like I said, you can get screwed during this mission, so it might come in handy, who knows? Even Rockstar apparently knows it because they're giving you all these health pickups, because sometimes someone will just lay into you with a bunch of bullets, and other times you'll have what I'm experiencing, and everyone's just missing all over the place. But anyways, we've moved to the part here in which the Spaz 12 comes into play, and it's a lot of fun using this thing. And it's just, oh man, it's just so awesome using a shotgun like this, close range, against all these different enemies. It's a lot of fun, this mission. I really do enjoy this mission because I'm using a bunch of different weapons for different reasons. Like, there's a bit of there's reasoning behind why you would use certain weapons over other ones, because you have long-range combat, you have short-range combat with single enemies, and short-range combat with a ton of enemies, like at the end there, where the briefcase was. So, there's situations where you might use one weapon over another. I love that gets implemented into how you do this mission. But anyways, we got our briefcase, and now we can head on over to the airport using this nice Maverick. And all you gotta do is land on this little helipad, and we have completed Mr. Black's missions. So, lots of fun stuff here. I really did enjoy doing these missions. But I won't be saying the same thing in the next part because I really hate what we have to do in the next part, which is the Hyman Memorial Stadium missions, and that involves the Hot Ring, Blood Ring, and Dirt Ring side missions, so yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing those, because on the console they're a big pain in the ass in comparison to the PC. I know, PC Master Race and all that. But anyways, that's what we're going to be doing in the next part, so until then, I will see you next time.